And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams, as we're just about ready to get this one started. The week is starting off right. Monday night, and 2K Sports presents the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Tonight with us as well, the Book of Basketball author, Bill Simmons. Bill, great to see you.
It's great to be here. Nobody is more impressed than my 11-year-old son, who can't believe that he's playing a video game and gets to hear my voice when he hears my voice just yelling at him normally. Now he gets to hear me break down basketball.
But it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
he likes it.
Yeah.
And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Gobert.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, Rudy Gobert is still awaiting his first All-Star appearance. His snub in 2019 raised eyebrows. The reigning Defensive Player of the Year averaged a career-high 15 points a game on a league-best 65% shooting from the field. And he missed a $1 million contract bonus due to that snub. Kevin, it's easy to see why he was emotional about it.
Yeah, D.A., very understandable. Thank you. And standing over 7 feet, weighing over 250 pounds, it's hard for Embiid to avoid those injuries that plague so many big men, but he in particular seems brittle.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that all the seasons he missed was probably a red flag for that front. It's going to come down to conditioning and us reading a story in August one summer where it's like Joel Embiid has completely changed his body and stopped drinking milkshakes and stopped having 4 meals a day and all this stuff. He actually, I think, is underrated as a great player because if you look at the rim protection stats for him, he is as dominant defensively as he is offensively when he has it going. And he can affect the game even if he's carrying a lot of weight and he's not playing that well. I would love to see him in shape.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, inside we have Ingles and Gobert. Mitchell and Bogdanovich, they're the wings, and it's Conley in at the points. And for Philadelphia, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. From downtown, and Horford pulls it down. And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. It's a 3-point game. Passes it to Richardson. Gobert with the block. Here's Mitchell. Not going to go that time. And it's Philadelphia the other way. Last time they met was in Salt Lake City, Utah, where they fell to the Jazz.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
And sometimes that can be a motivating factor. May very well light a fire under them tonight. Nobody likes to be dominated on the glass like that.
Now Conley, following the 3-point attempt by Josh Richardson. And it's blocked by Simmons.
Yeah, with great recognition, awareness, and body control, Simmons can get up for blocks.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Conley against Simmons. And it's blocked by Simmons. They recover it. The 76ers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Richardson. Now the pass to Embiid. Takes a 3. Utah with the rebound. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
Absolutely, especially on the road when you need those guys off the bench to up the ante.
Mitchell's shot is good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Bill, you're a basketball historian. We know that. Do fans romanticize too much about the past?
I would say the other way. I think they don't appreciate it enough, especially like the millennials and Gen Z. You know you're out there. You're playing this game right now. They tend to think the league started when Kobe showed up and that the 90s and the 80s didn't happen. I sense a real resentment from the younger fans with the LeBron versus MJ thing because LeBron's their guy. They get to watch LeBron. They don't want to hear that MJ was better than him, so they make the case for LeBron and the way things are now.
But what about like the Oscar Robertsons, the Elgin Baylors, and we talked about,
oh, yeah.
my goodness, you talk about some of these players. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the
fantastic
60s,
numbers.
70s, 80s.
Oh.
I think part of what hurts is people can go on YouTube, and when you watch some of the older stuff, nobody's playing defense.
Now here's Conley after Ben Simmons' miss. And slam dunk by Gobert.
And he's a pure point guard with terrific vision. Conley finds open teammates at times before they realize they're open.
Now here's Simmons. 14 points from him the last game against Indiana. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Michael Conley picks one up. The 76ers shooting their first free throws of this game.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
You look at Ben Simmons, and it's easy to compare him somewhat to LeBron James because he's a walking triple-double threat every game, and quite honestly, I think he's only going to get better, especially if he adds a jump shot.
And he ends up missing both free throws. Utah leading, and again, Utah running the court in transition. Bogdanovich passes to Ingles. Conley with it. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Raptors in Toronto.
Boy, he was piling up those assists in that one. I mean, every pass seemed to be on time and on target.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Free throw dropped for Mitchell. Well, Ben Simmons has a very versatile game, there's no doubt, except that his shooting is something that drives you crazy, and that's probably going to determine how great he can become in this league.
Yeah, and maybe what position he ends up playing too, because you could argue maybe you just play him at point center and you put him with somebody else who can stretch the floor and maybe protect the rim a little bit. But I think the thing with Ben is he looks so much better during the regular season because the pace is different. But as you know, in the playoffs, it slows down. And I don't see any roadmap for him being a superstar if he doesn't figure this out. I still feel like athletically, he's way, way up there. And it's just going to come down to, can he go to the next level as somebody who's really never won anything? You know, you think like he's been in round 2 and that's it in 2 straight playoffs. And in both round 2s, didn't play well. I think winning is a skill, and competing at a certain level is a skill, and I'm not sure we've seen that from him enough yet.
Well said. And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
And now a quick review at the numbers for Donovan Mitchell. 11th in scoring, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And yeah, one of the most dangerous scorers in the game. He's already come up big in some key games this year. His teammates really feed off his presence, I think. Now here's Simmons. He's still scoreless so far in this one. To the inside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, you know, you can't get overly physical with Harris because once you do, he turns it against you and uses it for his good.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And, you know, with those numbers, he makes a defender hesitant to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on the line.
That's good from Harris.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, Tobias Harris is a great scorer, and he's had multiple NBA stops, and I think you just have to simply say this guy has always been wanted.
And Harris drops them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
As Tobias Harris expands his shooting range, Bill, the demand for his services continues to grow. Now, but he's moved around the league a lot here. I mean, he's seen a lot of different addresses so far.
Yeah, and that's a red flag. You know, I think when somebody's been on 5 teams and keeps getting traded, he's good enough that other teams keep trading for him, and then he's also not quite good enough that teams are okay if he leaves. And that's a dangerous place to be as an NBA player. You end up 20 years from now, you look at his basketball reference page, and you're like, wait, that guy was on 9 teams? What happened? So I would like to see him eventually find the right team. I thought Denver would have been a really good fit for him as a free agent with the way he can play off the ball and the way he plays on pick and rolls and stuff, like to put him with Jokic and a team that kind of understands what he is. I didn't like seeing him on Philly last year. I thought, you know, they basically turned him into somebody who just stood in the corner and rebounded. I think he's a better player.
When he's sprinting down the court like that to the basket, Simmons is virtually impossible to stop.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Jazz. Mitchell outside. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 3 assists tonight.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Richardson outside. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That is his first foul of the game for the Jazz. Ed Davis is checked in for Joe Ingles, and it's Clarkson in for Bogdanovich. The feed to Embiid over Gobert. Embiid, no good.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Utah Jazz.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
And he makes the first. Bill, you look at the awards given out by the league. Most have been around for a while. But is there any award that you'd like to add? Something that's not being touched on in terms of high performance and success?
I think that there should be a playoff MVP. I made this case
like
in my
idea.
book.
That's
that
a great idea.
There's always like a best guy in every postseason, and I would like to see who that would be. And it's pretty easy to go backwards and figure out who it was. I did that. Just go backwards and have all the backstory of who it should have been, but then going forward, now here are the ones we're adding. I would like to see that. I would also like to see a best bench celebration award, because certain teams just have these guys. They're good at pointing. They're good at fist pumping. First guy during the timeout running over.
Chest bumps.
They have handshakes.
All of it, yeah.
They're waiting at the scorer's table before the game to do the special handshake with each guy. I feel like that guy deserves some shine. Last year, DeAndre Jordan, I think, was one of the first guys I remember who was just great at this before he started playing. Late 2000s Clips. I was like, man, this guy's really, he's not playing, but he's really figuring out how to affect the game.
Good. I like that. Now, here's Mitchell, following the miss by Al Horford. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. Pass to Moutier. And here's Clarkson. Clock at 4. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Here's Mitchell. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. Taking a look at Philadelphia. They hold the first place spot in the conference, just right where they want to be. They've got momentum.
And right now for the 76ers, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Mike Scott comes in for Al Horford. And Trey Burke subbed in for Harris. Then for the Jazz, Bradley's checked in for Gobert. And Williams-Goss subbed in for Donovan Mitchell. And he's good on the second. Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done a 16 seed no conference playoff format years ago. I think they're really worried about the travel though. And they've looked at it and they've really studied it and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round 1 and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones and all that stuff. And it's a 2-2-1-1-1 series. What is the effect on the team if it goes 7? I think they're really afraid of it. I wish they did it. I don't like the conferences. I don't really understand them. And over the course of NBA history, they've been really confused by the conferences. I wrote about this in the book of basketball, where we had years where San Antonio was playing in the East for a while, and Baltimore was in the West, which, go look at a map. Baltimore being in the West is ridiculous. Baltimore was in the West and Philly was in the East, and they're like 50 miles away from each other.
Yeah, made no sense.
So they've never really 100% figured out the conferences, and I just think the 1 through 16 makes more sense.
It would sure be better basketball.
It would be better.
Yeah. And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now, here's Moutier. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Toronto.
And made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the strike a lot and cashed in when he had his chance. They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Here's Clarkson after the Sixers pick up 2. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Jonah Bolden's checked in for Philadelphia. '76ers on defense, trailing by 4. Clarkson passes to Bradley. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. And now that we have a moment, let's see the best free throw shooting teams in the NBA. In third, the Jazz.
You know, it's really a team-wide talent. You want a foul to stop layups, but against them, you're not saving much. They'll make you pay time and again.
Scott with the ball. Now guarded by Bradley. Scott, good.
I like the play call. Very solid, making perfect use of the pick to get a great look.
Moutier kicks to Bradley. Nice ball movement by Utah. Moutier dishes to Davis. Bolden pulls it in. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Bill, if you were just hired as a GM, which franchise would you model your approach after?
I really like what the Clippers did the last couple of years when they realized they didn't have quite enough to win the title. And instead of just being beholden to being darn close but not quite, they actually blew it up and tried to figure out how to create cap space, find some young players,
and still stay competitive.
Build
so
the
they kept the momentum of their franchise.
Yeah, they stumbled into a situation where they had a lot of flexibility no matter what. I think the Celtics before them did the same thing in the mid-2000s. They're just trying to find assets and figure it out on the fly. That's the approach I would use. I would never fully commit one way or the other to anything. The goal is to try to accumulate assets and figure out what you have. And I think the smartest teams do that.
That free throw missing.
Really a good free throw shooter. You'd like to see Clarkson get to the line even more because of that.
He hits the second from the line. Here's Philadelphia. They're on an 11-3 run right now. Up top, Burke, defended by Moutier. Here's Bolden. 9-point game his last outing. It's good. A minute 20 left here in the opening quarter. Now, here's Clarkson. Here's Davis. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Boy, you've got to appreciate the passing there. Results in a great look.
Burke looking over the floor. Castro Quinn fires for 3. He can't hit that time. Now the Jazz take it the other way. 44 seconds left in the first quarter. Moutier passes to Williams-Goss. Back to Moutier. Clock at 6. Pulls up on the wing. Kept alive. The second effort. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact. And he'll go to the line for 2. The Jazz shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And that one falls for Davis. He's off on the second.
You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end.
Now Clarkson. He had 13 points in the win against the Raptors in Toronto. From deep. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. It's all tied in Philadelphia. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning, it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously, I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And the guys, what's your take so far on Philadelphia?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Utah, Bradley is out there with Clarkson. Then it's Moutier. Then there's Davis. And it's Williams-Goss in at the shooting guard position. You've been producing documentaries going deeper into athlete stories, which I know you love, because I think you're curious more than anything else.
Yeah.
So what drew you to that process?
Initially, it was we dove into these stories. We thought that was the inefficiency of, instead of these big, broad type of documentaries, concentrate on events and players and moments and things like that. And I think as you get into that and you start doing it, it just becomes intoxicating. And the cool thing about it is no story should be told the same way you would tell somebody else's story. You just don't know. You got to figure it out. Like we had Steve Nash his last Lakers season. He wanted to do a documentary about it. And then we spitballed it, and we decided it was actually a better idea to do an in-the-moment digital series about it that you could experience in real time with the thing. And it was the right idea, and that was really good. I think trying to figure out what story clicks the best with an athlete, how to tell whatever story they have correctly is the coolest part about that.
And here's Moutier. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Bradley finds Clarkson. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Passes to Davis. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Shot clock at 2. Moutier. Here's Bradley, and he goes in for the dunk.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
You know, that time I thought he did it with authority. Tremendous putback at a time when they really need it.
And here are the 76ers now. After the basket by Utah. Now here's Burke, defended by Moutier. Scott can't get it to go. Jazz leading by 4. Three-pointer. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Davis, and it's Mitchell in for Williams-Goss. Here's Embiid. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Ingles finds Bogdanovich. Some solid defense from Harris. The 76ers trail by 4. Down low. And slam dunk by Harris.
Not settling for the layup. Sometimes you got to go strong, and Harris gets the chance to stuff it there. He didn't let it slip by him.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in this second quarter of play. Outside Conley. Richardson against Mitchell. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Mitchell's got 13.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Now here's Richardson. He had 13 points in the win against Indiana.
And we got to talk about his 4 steals on the night. That's a complete performance at both ends of the floor.
76ers have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. To the middle, here's Embiid. No good, shot missing. Gobert with the defensive effort.
Yeah, that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Feeds it to Ingles. Shot from 6. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 4 assists in the game.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Embiid is at the elbow. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Bogdanovich. Yep, that one goes. And it's an 8-point Jazz lead.
A nice strong finish from Bogdanovich, showing no fear at all.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Trey Burke. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
You look at Gobert, he's got a place in the starting lineup as it stands now. He's at number 5 in the Western Conference.
And I really feel like the fans got it right. A lot of players are having big seasons in the West, and he's right up there with the best of them.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase. We'll keep you updated with the results each day during the voting. Now here's Embiid. A 20-point game for him in the win against Indiana.
Boy, just not scoring with the efficiency he'd like to. Tough quarter for him.
Mitchell, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Conley gets the bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And here is Harris. Michael Conley getting his 3 to go. Offensive rebound. Embiid, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
For Utah, they have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight. Free throw drops for Mitchell. And Mitchell drops them both. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's a 13-point game. Out on his own on the break. The finish, and then Mitchell with the dunk.
Every team looking to get easy ones in transition.
I think one of the best ways, guys, to score in transition is that quick hitter after the first burst.
Now here's Simmons. He has 7. Richardson finds Horford. Horford double team. And nothing is falling for him right now. Jazz leading by 15. On the wing, Ingles. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Five to shoot. The pass to Gobert. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Simmons dishes to Harris. Simmons on the wing. Covered by Conley. Ben Simmons gets the bucket. Simmons got 4 points this quarter.
Well, you certainly can't fault him as the reason they're behind. He's been on target and on top of his game.
Utah has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Conley, the pass to Gobert. He kicks to Mitchell. Over Richardson. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Richardson outside. Pass to Horford. Over Ingles. And the shot is good. The Utah lead has been cut to just 11 on the basket from Al Horford.
Stretches the floor nicely for a big, versatile. Horford's become a perennial all-star.
Now here's Conley. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Poke loose. To the inside, Mitchell. And oh, the block shot grabs it out of the air. The 76ers trail by 13. Simmons feeling it out a bit. Pass to Harris, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell.
You know, looking to score often from there, Harris is excellent at drawing the defense's attention and fouls.
The 76ers have shot 50% from the line today. 3 for 6.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Both teams deciding to change it up. And Harris drops them both.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Passes it to Gobert. Back to Mitchell. And the pass to Conley. Fires the 3. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
That's the second long-range bomb in the quarter after a slow first period. He is on a roll.
Simmons against Conley. Simmons left side. And they double up Simmons. Here's O'Quinn. No good off the back of the rim.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
But they'll get another chance. Bogdanovich, no luck. Harris looking it over. Down low. Here's Horford. Doesn't go for him. Good D by Bogdanovich. Utah leading by 14. The 3 ball. Offensive rebound. Davis dishes to Conley. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Conley's got 10 points in the quarter.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
On the wing, Harris. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Well, you look at Tobias Harris, and I really think attacking defenses is one of his strong suits.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harris. And Philadelphia making a change here. Scott's checked in. The Jazz making a switch here. And Harris drops them both.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
He was all alone on that one. Williams Goss has got 5 points so far.
Textbook. Nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Scott the pass to Harris, and slam dunk by Harris.
And you look at Harris, he's really improved as a scorer. He's become a go-to option due to how efficient he is putting the ball in the basket.
1:27 left to play here in the half. And entertaining as always. Bill, thank you so much for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Thank you. Just, I don't want to do any Celtic games. Can we not do that? I don't want to see that team. Let's do the other teams.
Okay. And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
Here's Thibault, following the basket by Emmanuel Mudiay. Simmons against Mudiay. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
Take a break. Take a 2 shots.
That's good from Simmons.
And in the first quarter, he was consistently getting to the line and really causing headaches for the D. Haven't seen that same type of consistency here in the second.
The 76ers making a switch here. Bolden's checked in. And a switcher also for Utah. Bradley's checked in. And Simmons drops them both.
Well, you look at Ben Simmons and that great body of his and the skills of a guard. That is an incredibly unique combination.
Now here's Moutier. He has 6. Tipped away. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. There's 38 seconds left here in the second. Sinks the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Here's Thibault. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The 76ers have been shooting right around 75% at the line. 9 of 12 so far. First free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first half. Bradley kicks to Moutier. He dishes it to Clarkson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Nice strong move there by Clarkson. He'll get free throws.
For Utah, they have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that. Made them pay.
O'Quinn in the post. Outside, Simmons. Here's Thibault. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's the Jazz leading by 17. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Brett Brown. Now, Coach, it seemed like you guys came out a little flat. How do you get some energy for the second half?
You just got to go with the people that have energy. I feel like we are not the aggressors. We have to do whatever we're going to do through our defense, and so far it's been poor.
Brett, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Donovan Mitchell was on fire in the first half. He ended up with 19 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Coming off a great performance last game, tonight he looked like he had that same aggressive mindset. And, Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
There's been one thing that's made a difference in this game above all else: their control of the backboard. They put forth an amazing effort on the glass, and the rebounding numbers aren't even close, Ernie. That'll be something to keep an eye on in the second half. They will be very tough to contain if that continues.
Shaq, what'd you think about Philadelphia?
Well, there are a few areas they need to improve on, but perimeter defense is priority numero uno. They got to be quicker to close out on the three-point shooters. They got to prevent the open looks. They weren't fighting through screens. They're just not doing enough, Ernie, especially outside.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half. Outside, Bogdanovich. From deep, Ingles. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Simmons passes to Horford. Mitchell in the corner. Shoots the 3. It's hauled in by Harris. The 76ers trail by 17. And Simmons slams it in.
I tell you, it doesn't get any easier than this, guys. I mean, Simmons finishing with power.
And it's Conley with the ball for the Jazz. Pass to Gobert. Kicks to Mitchell. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Richardson.
Well, you might think at 6'3" in shoes, Donovan Mitchell is undersized for the shooting guard position. But his combination of strength and length, along with the athleticism, help him to hold his own.
And the first one at the line is good. Greg, nowadays teams looking for +6 players. That's a player whose arm span exceeds their height by at least 6 inches.
Donovan Mitchell, how about a +9? I mean, a little over 6'1" in socks with a 6'10" wingspan. Those long arms, the reason for the Spider nickname.
And Mitchell drops them both. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third.
Who's got Simmons?
Simmons with it. In the corner, it's Richardson. Rebound, Utah. Gobert's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after it. No one near Conley as he lets it go. And the rejection by Embiid.
Yeah, good energy and awareness that time by Embiid to deny that shot.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Inside. Here's Horford. And Embiid throws it down.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need, Kevin. They've got to ramp up the intensity.
Here's Conley after the Sixers pick up 2.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Boy, he has put in some major work. He's earning his pay, for sure.
Ingles kicks to Conley. Dishes to Bogdanovich. Mitchell wide open. Good on the triple. Mitchell's got 5 points now this quarter.
At the offensive end, he's been assertive and efficient, guys. A big reason why they hold this lead right now.
Simmons passes to Harris. They get the rebound.
Yeah, Embiid plays with really good effort, and he plays with an effervescence that's contagious, and it's really endearing for a guy of his size.
Now here is Conley. 10 points for him. The drive by Mitchell. And the rejection by Embiid. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Bogdanovich. And at last, they get one to fall.
And, you know, Bogdanovich is just such a deadly shooter from there. The defense has to do a better job against him in that situation.
Conley against Simmons. On the wing, Harris. He's got 15. Embiid wide open. Off target from outside.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That's his third foul of the game.
Get Spider.
Mitchell against Richardson. Mitchell looking it over. Outside Conley. Lets it go from deep.
You know, even though they have the lead, you can tell he's frustrated with himself that he's not doing more.
Here's Richardson. Good D by Mitchell.
Boy, he has to put that one away. A solid opportunity gone awry.
Ingles kicks to Mitchell. Outside Conley. Launches it. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
Here's Bogdanovich, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
Whoa, now, I don't think the defense expected that. Bogdanovich taking it to the rack.
And with the summer's acquisition of Mike Conley, Greg, the Utah Jazz hoping to make a step in the West.
And really, Mike Conley, their best point guard since they traded away Darren Williams back in 2011. Alongside Bogdanovich, a big upgrade offensively, and he can hold his own on the defensive side as well.
Well, they call Rudy Gobert the Stifle Tower, probably the game's most dominant rim protector.
And in today's game, that's not enough. You also have to come out of the paint and defend smaller players in switches. He straddles those two needs better than anyone in the league.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Conley against Simmons. Here's Gobert. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Now here is Horford. Richardson outside. Pass to Embiid. Back to Richardson. Over Mitchell. And there's Richardson on the assist by Embiid. Richardson's got his second basket of the game. Utah leading by 18.
Get on Mike.
Now here's Conley. He's got 13. Pass to Gobert. Mitchell outside. And stolen by Simmons. Over Mitchell. Harris. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, you know, Harris is an active player. I mean, he's smooth and he's skilled, but he's also a guy that's got some grit and grind to him as well and gets in there and keeps possessions alive.
They get it back. Gobert, the pass to Ingles, and the rejection by Embiid. And now Philadelphia on the break. Richardson's running. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And so Conley will bring the ball up for the Utah Jazz. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 14, and that one drops. 19 points for Tobias Harris.
Harris has really become much more adept at finishing hard shots. Great focus there.
Here's Mitchell. And a first time out of the game called for Utah. Clark, what would your dream backcourt look like? If you were going to design one, what would it look like?
Well, they'd have good size and athleticism, somewhere in that 6'3" to 6'6" range, and the ability to make plays for themselves and others, and also be very solid at the defensive end. You know, you think about some guys that would fit that bill. I look at a guy like Malcolm Brogdon, who really gives it to you in multiple ways as a backcourt player. And I like the scoring of Damian Lillard.
Agreed. So Utah ends up going with the new group.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Utah leading by 15. Moutier dishes to Bradley. The pass to Moutier.
Switch.
And stolen by Scott. And now the 76ers on the break. And that one's good. Feibel. Feibel's got his third basket of the night.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. Now Clarkson. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. And stolen by Scott. And here is Burke. Moutier with the rebound.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Scooped up. Davis. Some solid defense from Harris.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Burke with it. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Scott the pass to Burke. 5 on the clock. Here's Harris. Rebounded by the Jazz. Here's Clarkson. The Jazz again can't hit it.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Gobert, he's checked in for Bradley. Here's Moutier, and stolen by Burke. Here's Harris, and that one drops for him. Harris has got 21.
Boy, that's a nice touch from Harris right there, showing you exactly how under control he is close to the basket.
Here's Williams-Goss. He's got 8. Pass to Gobert. There's the dish to Clarkson. 5 to shoot. The offensive rebound. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Davis has got 7 points.
Excellent activity and timing on the offensive glass. That's how you get extra possessions.
Now here's Burke. Pass to Scott. To the paint. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Davis. Clarkson with the ball. Picked up by Harris. Clarkson dishes to Moutier. And there's the call on Tobias Harris. That'll be his second foul of the game. And some changes here for the 76ers. Jonah Bolden's checked in for Tobias Harris. And Josh Richardson subbed in for Trey Burke. We've got 1:55 left in the third quarter of the game. Right side Davis. 6 on the shot clock. That's good from Moutier on the assist by Davis. 8 points for Emmanuel Moutier.
Perfect dime drop that time. Nice execution of the bounce pass.
Richardson against Moutier. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense. And Greggy's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
And the first one drops.
And, you know, questions for the Sixers about fit between their 2 young stars in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are legitimate questions, because when young players are that talented, it sometimes is hard for them to sacrifice their own games for the good of the team.
And Utah making a change here. Conley's checked in. And so he hits both. And for Simmons and Embiid, a clash of styles, too. Simmons, Clark is at his best in transition.
And, Embiid, guys, is more a half-court threat, attacking in the post. Long term, I think they'll figure it out, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out between those two.
Here's Thibault. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Thibault's got 10 points in the game.
Good, solid execution inside. That's exactly the look you want.
1:06 left to play here in the third. Conley, the pass to Gobert. Richardson against Moutier. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Richardson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
After the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
The first one falls. And Richardson drops them both.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Now here is Conley. 13 points in the game. It's deflected. They retain possession. Davis kicks to Gobert. Over O'Quinn. Another miss by Utah.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Richardson left side. It's stolen by Gobert. Pass break. Here come the Jazz. Here's Clarkson. And it's good. 2 points. And the Jazz lead by 11.
And this is what you like. I mean, Clarkson using that tight handle of his to create space.
Richardson for 3. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Utah Jazz holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we'll be right back after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense too, Greg. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And so in the game for the Jazz, Gobert is out there with Davis. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Conley, and it's Moutier in at the 2 spot. Now, here's O'Quinn down low. Here's Scott, 11 feet out, and he hits it. Scott's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the 76ers. Conley against Simmons. Conley scanning the floor. With the floater, Davis. Gobert down low, working on O'Quinn. Passes it to Moutier. Over Richardson. It's hauled in by the 76ers. O'Quinn's got 6 rebounds in the game. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. Now, I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
So it's the Jazz now after the Sixers pick up 2. Gobert the pass to Davis. And it goes down 2 points.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
The 76ers trail by 9. Outside, Simmons. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Free throw line jump shot. No good that time. Good work defensively by Conley. It's Gobert with the ball for the Utah Jazz. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Count it. 11 points for Davis.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Conley against Simmons. And there's the pass to Bolden. Outside, Scott. Outside for Simmons. Here's Bolden. But they get it back. Here's Scott. And that one hits back iron. Jazz leading by 11. Outside Conley. Beyond the arc. And Simmons with the rebound. Simmons got his 4th rebound in this one. It's Richardson on the wing. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. For the Jazz, Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Bogdanovich comes in for Jordan Clarkson, and it's Mitchell in for Moutier. That's good from Richardson. Embiid, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Horford comes in for Jonah Bolden. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And the size of the Sixers can present matchup problems for opposing teams.
Well, you think about the 2 critical positions, a 6'10" point guard and a 7'2" center, and both are uber talented. That's a huge advantage, a unique advantage for Philadelphia.
Pass to Embiid. Inside, stolen by Michael Conley. And the Jazz pushing it up now. Here's Mitchell. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Mitchell's got 26. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Utah.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
And the Jazz can't hang on to the ball. And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Philadelphia 76ers. On Thursday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards. Then on Saturday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And this is a perfect situation for them coming up. They'll be facing a lot of teams that they should beat, and those games will be at home. Can't ask for a better stretch of the schedule. And they hold a huge advantage on the backboards.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Conley's shot is off.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
The wide open look here for Ingles. Another miss by Utah.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Now here's Embiid, and they double up Embiid. Stolen by Michael Conley. Pulls up for three. And it's Mitchell missing. The 76ers trail by 9. And there's Embiid. That's good on the assist by Richardson. Richardson's got 5 assists tonight. Utah calls timeout.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
Harris is checked in for Philadelphia. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the last break, I heard Quinn Snyder talking with his team. His demeanor was not one of a coach whose team was well ahead. He said this is the time to turn up the heat, make one final push, and try to close out strong. We'll see if they were listening, guys.
Thank you, David. Simmons against Conley. The putback, and Embiid is right there.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
Now here is Conley, and stolen by Simmons. Here's Richardson, rebounded by the Jazz.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Horford against Conley. Pass to Bogdanovich. Back to Conley. Shot clock at 5. To end the drought. And Embiid pulls it down.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Harris finds Horford. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists now in this one.
A remarkable interior presence. Horford's a veteran who still has those polished post moves.
Utah leading by 3. Outside Conley. Ball's knocked loose, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. The Jazz making a switch here. Niang's checked in. Here's Conley. Rebound by the 76ers. Simmons got rebound number 5 here tonight. Knocked loose. Harris dishes to Horford. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Now just a 1-point Utah lead.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here is Conley. Lets a floater go, and he gets it back. Niang, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Jazz lead by 3.
Passes like this demonstrate Conley's unselfishness as well as his desire to get his guys going on offense.
Here's Harris. A second chance effort. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And that's now 10 points for Horford.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Richardson outside. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers.
When he's close to the rim, the attitude that Embiid brings is, I'm dunking this thing.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. They trail by 1. Conley kicks to Bogdanovich. Over Harris. Al Horford with the rebound. Horford's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Richardson, good.
I mean, he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Jazz trail by 3. Niang passes to Ingles. On the wing, Mitchell. Richardson cover. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, you know, last season, injuries thrust Bojan Bogdanovic into a primary offensive role, and he responded well. Had a career high in scoring and also career best from the field and beyond the arc.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Bogdanovic. And you can see the confidence, Clark, for Bogdanovic.
Well, he's thriving as he enters his prime. Opportunity is a big part of it. And, you know, they want him to be aggressive offensively, and they give him room to do just that.
Davis is checked in for the Jazz. And so Bogdanovic nails both of them.
And, you know, Bojan Bogdanovic, not an elite athlete by NBA standards, but he's a live weapon because he can really shoot the ball and put it on the floor.
On the wing, Harris. To the left side wing. Horford the pass to Harris. 6 to shoot. Here's Embiid. It's stolen by Davis, and they're pushing it up. Outside, Bogdanovic. Conley finds Mitchell. Got it. Good job in the low post. Mitchell's got 4 points now in the quarter. Neither team here in the fourth generating a lot of separation.
Yeah, it's been a close one. 5 times the lead has switched hands thus far.
And there's Richardson. That's good on the assist by Simmons. 16 points for Josh Richardson. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Utah Jazz. Utah calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And guys, it's been a rugged brand of defense he's played. I don't know why they keep taking the ball at him. It seems like every time they have, he's come up with the rejection. And with every block, he's only gotten more and more fired up.
Conley against Horford. Conley dishes to Mitchell. Bogdanovic wide open. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 5th rebound in this one. The 76ers lead. Simmons the bounce pass. Here's Horford to the inside. Embiid. Count it. And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the 76ers?
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points. And he doesn't let the pressure get to him. Cool and confident from the line.
Jazz trail by 4. Outside Conley. To the middle. Here's Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. There's a minute 47 left to play here in the fourth. And Simmons kicks to Harris. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his third assist on the night.
That's a big-time bucket from Harris. I mean, so cool, confident, and composed in these big moments. He's made for him.
Now here's Conley. He dishes it to Ingles. This one for three. No good that time. And Philadelphia the other way now. From about 19 feet. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Richardson's got the lead up to 7 now for Philadelphia. Utah has gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Simmons against Conley. He kicks it to Ingles. Jacks up a three. And Simmons with the rebound. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Richardson attacking. Good on the bucket. And now it's a 9-point 76ers lead.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Here's Conley. Following the score by Josh Richardson. And it's Mitchell missing. Simmons inside. Covered by Conley. And Simmons slams it in.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yep, I'd agree with you. Chalk it up. W in the bag.
Conley for three. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
It's Conley's ability to hit the long ball that makes him such an asset. Stretches the floor and creates space.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And finished off by Horford.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
And stolen by Richardson. And here they go. Pull-up jumper. And it's good off the back rim and in.
You know, Simmons has always had a creative offensive portfolio, and he's continuing to improve his jump shooting capabilities, which only enhances that.
So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Al. You guys do it as a 5-man unit on the floor. How did you come together for this win?
Just taking good shots on offense, trying to, getting stops on defense. We challenged every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Great effort and a big win, Al. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.